All right, boys, welcome back to the Fellowship of the Fleek Fantasy Football Podcast. We are here with season two, and I'm really excited to have the season again with you guys. This episode, I'm going to be joined by Wade.
Hey everybody.
What's up, Wade? All right, so I want to start the episode off with going through the idea that you had. It's kind of like a rules thing. So I guess actually since this is episode one, I'll kind of just put it out there. But I want each episode to contain some content that's league rules that may or may not be changing for next year. So that way everything's kind of clear in one place. I'll edit all of the clips together and put it into one. So we also just have like one video that has all of the discussion. And then once all these are done before the draft, I'll put another poll out. We'll do a final vote and then lock all the rules in. So you had a specific idea that you kind of wanted to throw out to the guys. So how about you go ahead and do that?
All right. So my proposal was basically that I don't know if anyone remembers, but last year we had the veto, and I can't remember exactly what the vote had to be to pass a trade. Do you remember what it was,
I
Michael?
think it was just majority, like more than no, but I'm not
Okay.
100% sure.
But yeah, so basically after a trade was accepted or a trade, was agreed upon between two people, you had to wait for everyone to vote to at least hit majority. But a lot of the time, there were some situations where people weren't voting. And so, like, when I do a trade, I am usually wanting it to go through, like, by game time that week. And sometimes that's a Thursday, sometimes that's a Saturday, Monday, Sunday, whatever. League's adding games all the time now. And like it gets risky sometimes if it's taking longer to approve something and the game's coming up. Additionally, if I were to like agree to a trade with someone and then 24 hours later one of those players gets hurt, that trade is now like it's not really great anymore, but it's already been agreed to. And so there's like kind of this weird situation that we now have to go through where we decide what we're going to do and all that kind of thing. And I kind of feel like pretty much everyone here is relatively trustworthy. I'm assuming last year I didn't notice any issues. And so if two people agree to a trade, it could just go through at that time. You don't have to worry about all those other things. And then if it gets determined later on that something sketchy was going on, then it gets addressed at that point. But I just didn't really feel the need for a veto in every circumstance.
Yeah.
If that makes
Um,
sense.
yeah, makes sense. Before we get into the topic, there's something I just noticed that's gonna bother me if I don't fix it. Can you tilt your camera down a little bit so your head is like higher
Yeah.
up in the frame? There we go. Perfect. Um, so I
I
guess my
tried to do it already, but
it's all good. So I get my question to you is, what do you do in your other leagues?
I've really only ever played in one, and it was like a family league. And the first year we had the veto, and we got rid of it because you would have people just veto every trade,
Yeah.
and that's not really fun. But then it would be like essentially league manager would go back and change anything if it needed to be changed. And like you would have, there was one situation where it was ever an issue, and I was the GM or whatever. And it was basically people had done a trade one week for like a bye week thing, and then the next week they tried to switch the players back. And I
Mm,
was like, no, you can't do that because it was like clearly obvious that they were just helping each other or
mm,
whatever.
I got
But
you.
you know what I mean? Like it was a
Yeah.
husband and wife, and one of them had a player on bye, so they traded real quick, and they were going to trade back the next week. And I was like, nah.
Yeah. I hear you. I think,
I
my
didn't like kick anybody out.
yeah, no, I got you. I got you. I think my viewpoint is more. I think I kind of agree with you, especially now that we had the first year done, and so like I'm thinking about like Pram and Mason where that was their first year in the league in any league, and now they have some experience under their belt, and I feel like about them getting it taken advantage of in a trade. I think that's the main reason why the votes
But
are there is to make sure people aren't getting taken advantage of. And I think I'm
yeah,
not really worried about that. But yeah, I think it's something I'll add to the vote. It's just like, do you want to get rid of the voting period and just have it go through and we'll see what other people think.
And that's kind of the interesting thing. And I listen to other fantasy podcasts or whatever, and they talk about it sometimes. And most of them are opposed to the veto.
Mm,
And even when it seems like, and obviously it's not great if you're essentially winning a trade because the person doesn't know exactly what they're doing.
yeah,
But even in those situations, sometimes because there's such a randomness to it, it actually works out in favor of the person who thought they weren't, or who the league thought rather was getting screwed in the trade. Player gets injured or something happens, they get benched, suspended, whatever, just doesn't produce, and the other player ends up producing more. And I think there's more nuance to it when there's keepers too, because now you're not necessarily just trading. If we do go with keepers,
yeah,
you're not necessarily just trading for this year, but potentially next year as well.
yeah,
So there's just more to it.
yeah. And I think, yeah, I had a last thought there and I lost it. I don't know if it's coming back, but um, yeah. Anyways, I think I'm good with that. If it comes back to me, I'll circle back to it. But I want to go ahead and move things over to just catching up with the fellowship is what I got it called. So I got it switched over here, and I have your slides here. So yeah, I was thinking since it's been since January that we ended the league, I think it'd be really cool to just get like a month by month like little mini recap from each person. If you don't have something for every month, it's not a big deal. And this is what Wade wanted to share with the group. So I'll just you tell me when to click the next one, Wade, and I'll just let you talk. And then if I have stuff to ask, I'll
Okay.
ask.
So yeah. So this first one is actually in January. I'm not sure of the timeline of all of these, but this one I know is in January. Um, we had our baby in January, and this is me at the hospital holding him for the first time. You can go to the next one.
Congrats. Oh, that's it. That's all you got to say?
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be a bunch of baby pictures, so I'm
All
gonna
right,
be
but
talking
tell
about
us
it more.
about the
I
birth,
don't know.
man. Was it like
What do you want me to say?
tell us about the birth. Like, was that a crazy experience? Like, what did it feel like? Like, did everything go smoothly? What hospital
I
was it
held
at?
Tyler's hand the whole time. And why do you keep a hospital in that? It was at Louisville Medical Center.
Okay, there we go. Shout out Louisville.
um, we got we got there at like 8 p.m. on a, I don't remember what night of the week it was. Um, and they pushed like the meds to start induction. And around 3 a.m., she finally started to have some pain. And so they gave her the epidural. And then around 8 a.m. or 7 a.m., sometime early morning, her water actually broke. And basically around noon that day, 11:30, 12:30, they delivered. And he was born.
Nice. And then did Skylar's parents come in for the birth, or did they come in a little bit later?
Yeah. So her dad actually lives here now.
Oh,
And
nice.
her mom was staying with us for about a week leading up to it because she wanted to be here. Her mom was in the room the whole time. Everyone else was outside, other than me, obviously.
Yeah.
But
And then
yeah,
are
her mom is actually moving down next week.
that's awesome. So you're gonna have a lot more help. I mean, because I know your family lives local, but now you'll have hers too, so you'll have a lot of help theoretically.
Yeah, theoretically.
Is
She's going to be living in the house with us for a few months,
uh
so there will definitely be more help. But
and is this the first grandkid on either side?
no, my sister has had a child.
Okay. And what
And
about
then
on hers?
his fiance had two daughters when they met.
Okay.
So kind of like by marriage.
Yeah. So not the first. Cool. And then how did it feel like just like the experience like when your baby came out and you saw the baby like what was that like?
It was really weird. He looked kind of weird. The first thing I actually said was he's got a long head. And the doctor was like, yeah, that gets more normal pretty quick. 'Cause it was weird. So, like, I wasn't down there at the end where the baby was coming out, right? I was just holding Skylar's hand. Her
Yeah.
mom was down there.
Yeah.
But when the baby came out, and I did cut the cord or whatever, it was
Oh, that's
weird. It's like
crazy.
chewy. It's yeah, it's like it's weird. It's not gooey. It's like chewy.
Did
I
you
didn't
chew
cut
on
it
it?
into
How'd you know it's
frame.
chewy?
Anyway, no, because that well, that's how the doctor described it to me before I cut it because she was like, it is kind of like it's got some chew because you don't just like slice it, right? It
Yeah,
took a couple because you're cutting through like, this
it's
thick
soft.
tissue,
Yeah,
essentially. Um, anyway, and so she got him out and she kind of just like plopped him on Skylar's stomach so they could do the skin to skin time or whatever.
yeah,
And it was really weird, like just how she plopped him on there. But
yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
Next one. All right. So this is obviously still really little there. Um, I don't know if this is February or not, but it's early on. Skylar's reading to him here, and he's actually like paying attention to the book. It's one of these books with like different colored tones that's supposed to grab his attention and everything. Um, and he's sitting in his little boppy. You can see the bassinet kind of on the other side of our bed there. That's what's sticking out. But
Nice.
yeah.
How's he been like? How was he in like the first like month or so, like sleeping and all that?
Uh, so it was a good thing her mom was staying with us because sleep was pretty awful, and I only had 2 weeks off um, for like paternity leave or whatever. Skylar actually just went back to work early May, so she had a long time off.
Nice.
Um, but sleep was like it was awful,
Well,
especially the first week. It was awful.
sorry to hear that, man. Do you feel like you're getting
What,
normal sleep
what,
now?
oh yeah,
Okay.
it's much better now. And like I sleep through a lot, and so Skylar is usually pretty much the one getting up. Um, but like on weekends, I try to get up, or if I'm not working the next day, I'll try to get up.
Yeah.
And he's in his nursery now, and I think he really only wakes up like 2 to 3 times a night, and most of the time he gets himself back to sleep, so we don't even have to go check on him.
Nice. And
But
I think you said it earlier, but
it's
what was
good
his
now.
name again?
Rowan,
Rowan. Nice.
Rowan. Yeah, I don't know if I said that or not. All right. So this is just a book that we graded at work. I don't remember when, but it's a really fucking cool book, and it's a really expensive book. This is a Captain America book from like the 40s sometime, and it's like horror themed. That's Red Skull on the front cover,
Mm,
and it's like a really cool story. There aren't actually that many Red Skull stories from this time period of comics, and yeah, when I saw this come in, it was like probably the coolest book that I'd seen at work, and I
what'd you
think it's
grade
like
it?
a depending on the grade. Well, I think we gave it a 5 or a 6, but I don't remember.
Which is out of
But
how
it's
much?
like upwards. It's a 10 point scale, but like old stuff doesn't grade very high usually.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like this book, upwards to $15,000 basically for
In
how much the
in the
value is on it.
for the one that you graded, like this one you'd say was about that much?
Yeah, I think when that went to auction, it went for about like I don't remember exactly. I didn't see the auction. I wasn't there. It was a shitty little farm auction. It was kind of weird. They had these books that they sent in just because they were so cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think it got at least 10. But obviously, if it's higher grade, it gets insane because it's
Yeah.
a pretty rare book.
Cool.
I don't
Um
know if everyone here knows what I do, but I grade comic books for a living.
that's honestly a cool ass job, man.
I like it, but
Cool. Are you ready for the next one?
yeah. Oh, okay. So I actually don't know the story behind this picture, but I was going through my pictures and I thought this one was funny just because it kind of looks like he's about to take a crab, in my opinion.
Uh,
And he's clearly older here, so like you see the progression. Um, but yeah, I don't know the story. This is probably just in his car seat one day while we're out doing stuff.
he looks like he has less
I
hair
can't
than
tell
in
if
this
he's honestly.
picture.
I think it's just the angle.
Okay.
Um, And like he may not have had a bath in a couple of days in that other picture, so he may have had some greasy hair. Whereas in that picture, his
Yeah.
hair is really light actually, and his hair did get lighter as time went on.
Yeah.
And obviously his head's bigger there,
Yeah.
so less hair across the surface area of his head. But yeah, sometimes he likes his car seat, sometimes he doesn't. I can't tell if he was liking it or disliking it there.
He seems pretty happy to me.
Maybe. I don't know. Kind of looks like he's done a fart.
That too.
All right, you can go to the next ones. I think there's two in this one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So this is like Father's Day. And we had actually gone to the park in the picture on the right. And my mom had asked Skylar to get a picture of me playing with Rowan, and I do this thing where I like throw him in the air and he laughs, and you can see that's kind of what he's doing in the picture or whatever. And Skylar sent my mom the picture, and she actually turned it into like this imitation Pokemon card, and that's what that is on the left. Um, and I actually took it to work, and they like slabbed it and everything. It's at my desk now.
That's
I don't
cool.
have a picture of that, but I had a picture of this, so it's cool. I like it a lot. It was a cool Father's Day gift, especially for like my first Father's Day.
Yeah. Any other feelings about your first
You have any
Father's Day?
questions about that, Mike?
Yeah, I do.
Huh?
I said, any other feelings about your first Father's Day?
Not really. I cooked out. I think I did a brisket, a bunch of sides. We had alcohol. My dad came over. He got really drunk. He left the water hose on until about 9 p.m. Pissed me off. Uh,
Nice.
yeah, I think that's it.
Oh shoot, we're
All
kind
right.
of covering
And then this one.
we're covering up like the majority of the
What?
photo, but you can see the glass here and then Rowan chilling here.
Yeah. Wait, we're covering it up?
Yeah, like you and
Like you
me
and
are.
I?
Yeah, you and me are covering it.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. On my screen, we're on the bottom.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. Anyway, this is at a place called Truck Yard and Alliance. We were sitting outside on their little patio that they have, and I don't take many pictures of him, but they left me by myself with him, and so I set him up on the chair because he had kind of started sitting up at this point in time, and I put my beer up there like he was drinking the beer, and I just thought it was a funny picture, and so I put it in. And he's obviously bigger here. I think this is like late June. And Skylar came back and she was like, "What are you doing?" Picture, and she kind of laughed at it or whatever. And then she sat down in her chair, and like 2 seconds later, he actually knocked my beer onto the chair, and his ass was like all wet from beer.
That's funny. We just need like a little like drink responsibly like logo like on the picture. That's what we need.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like I think this was last month, but he's grown exponentially since this picture. Not so much in weight. He's maybe gained like 2 pounds, but he's so much taller.
Mm.
He's like starting to crawl and stuff. Well, he hasn't crawled yet, but he's like starting to move around and
Yeah.
like try to crawl and that kind of. He's 6 months now, so
Cool.
doing all the 6 month stuff.
Nice.
That's it for me though.
Well, I'm happy
Those
for
are
you,
my
man,
big
and I'm
pictures.
looking forward to meeting Rowan at some point. It'll be cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah,
All right,
I have to set
so
that up. I still have your TMNT Naruto thing that you
oh
need to
yeah, I need
get.
to get that from you. Yeah, so whenever just hold that for me until I see you, and then I'll get it from you then. So I thought, I'd at least put some little. I think what I'll do is for each person, I think I'll try to have like one update of myself to kind of share with y'all. So um these are from January. This was not supposed to go in this order. Um but we'll just let it ride. So that is a video of the Lakers playing the Rockets, and that was LeBron. For Christmas last year, I thought it would be a good gift to Prame to get him tickets to that game just because he's a LeBron fan. and I know that he's not going to be playing for that much longer. I think there's a lot of rumors that this next season will be his last. I mean, who knows if it will be or not. So I figured we better take the opportunity while we still can. And it was actually my first ever NBA game, surprisingly enough. Just never made it, a priority. And yeah, so we went, and then let me just click through the pictures then, because but yeah, here's me and Pram at the game. It was a lot of fun. I think the Toyota Center, like, it's laid out in a way where like we were in the upper deck, but we could still see the game really well. Like, I mean, this video, I don't remember if it zoomed in or not, but like, I felt like I could actually see it. It wasn't like, oh, we're so far away we can't even see anything. And I don't remember who won, but it was a good game. There was probably like half Lakers fans and half Rockets fans, so. And then, yeah, and then this
feel like
picture,
that's how all Lakers games are.
yeah, for sure. And then this picture on the right, it's kind of funny. So Vicky and I did a half marathon this year, and there's actually like I was looking through the pictures on my phone, and I didn't actually have a picture of like on my phone of us doing it or finishing it. Like there's just that picture's not there. Like I think it's on her phone or someone else's phone. But this was the only picture I had on mine, which is like the day before the race where you go pick up your packet and bib and stuff. And they have this whole like convention space where they're selling different merchandise and whatnot. And they had an F1 car because the half marathon is sponsored by like something that's racing car related. I'm not sure exactly what. And so Vicky was taking a picture of the car, and I thought she looked cute, or I thought it was funny or something. So I just took a picture of her taking a picture of the car. And so that's what I had on my phone. So yeah, that was my January update.
How was your half marathon?
It was terrible, bro. So I I did a full marathon in 2018, I think it was, or 20, no, it was 2018, January 2018. So it was kind of like this sort of spur of the moment thing in a way, because it was July of 2017, and I was at work, and I was talking to one of my friends at work about how I wanted to run a marathon like at some point in my life, like it was like a bucket list item. And he had run one before as well, so he kind of was just like, why don't you just do the next one? And like I was kind of just like, screw it, why not? So then I signed up like in that moment basically, and then started training like a month later. Like I think I started training in like August or something. And so like that subsequent marathon I ran, and I did pretty well. Like I had an injury a month and a half out just from like overrunning, and so I didn't get the time I originally wanted, but I think I averaged like 11-minute pace or 11 and a half minute pace the whole time. So it was like, for me, I was happy with that. And then years went by, I stopped running, and then Vicky and her friends were like, "Oh, we're gonna do a half," and then she was like, "Let's do it," and I said, "Okay." And I wasn't worried about it because I'd already done a full, but I gained a lot of weight and I haven't done cardio much since 2018. So we started training and it was rough. I got injured like much earlier in the training cycle than I did when I was doing a full. And so like I like barely I don't want to say I barely finished the half, but like I like ran maybe like 2/3 of it, or like a half of it, and I walked the other like third or half of it. So it was pretty rough, and it was like 55 degrees. It was freezing cold. I think it was 30 something when it started, and then it was like in the 50s by the time it ended, and it was a miserable day. But we finished, and Vicky did a good job. She like her training plan went pretty well, and I'm like proud of her time and all that stuff. And I don't think she wants to do one again. We didn't, like, a bunch of people signed up for, like, immediately for the next year, and then at first she was kind of like, oh, maybe we should, and I told her immediately, like, straight up, like, I'm not doing it. And then she also was like, I'm not doing it, and then she ended up not regretting that decision because we've been like seeing people like training for next year's like here in the summer, and we're like, damn, they must be miserable, and we're lucky to not be doing that. Yeah,
I would never.
yeah, I don't recommend it. I mean, I think like I was like
I
25.
don't recommend it.
Yeah, I think I was like 24 or 25 when I did it, and I think at that age, like, you're just, you have a lot more like I don't know what the word is, but you're just like a
Energy?
lot more resilient. No, it's not
Ability?
the energy. I think it's like running is really damaging on your body if you're not like running on really soft materials and like have like quality gear and
Yeah.
stuff. And if you weigh a lot. I mean, if you're super like light, it's not that bad, but I'm never not gonna be at least somewhat heavy. So it's just like not something that like I should be doing long term. So yeah, I don't recommend it for you in your 30s, especially if you've never done it before. But you know, it's up to you.
We we went hiking in Colorado for my 30th, and it was so fucking rough.
Yeah,
Like, killed me.
hiking is hard,
I
man.
my right knee my right knee has problems, just, like, off and on, if you
Mhm.
want my opinion. I think it's from playing the fucking tuba and marching band. Um, but so on that trip, like, before I went, this guy who also hikes was like, "Wade, your knee has problems. You need to get trekking poles." Do you know what those are?
Yeah,
Yeah. So I got some, and I felt like a pussy getting them, but I got them, and I was very thankful that I had them because I needed them about 20 minutes in because it was so bad. And then on the way back down, I had to give one to because he needed it.
that's funny.
And he was in much better shape than me. Crazy.
There's
But it was fun.
one other thing I wanted to catch up with you on. I didn't put any slide or anything, and this might end up being short depending on what your answer is. But have you seen Superman yet?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
But didn't we talk about this?
I'm not sure.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
I really
Huh?
liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah. I thought it was good. I've heard some mixed things since, but it's from people that are really picky because obviously with my job, they are really picky
Yeah,
about superhero stuff.
yeah,
But yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. Comic book movie had some good comedy to it that a comic book movie should. Any critiques that I have are relatively minor, so
yeah. I
nothing
yeah, I think
too bad.
I think crypto like took away from the movie like a tiny bit. Like I wish he was in there just a little bit less. But yeah, other than that, I really
Yeah.
loved it, and I think the guy like at first I was kind of like sad that another guy was going to be playing Superman like relatively soon after Henry Cavill, and like at first I thought like I'm not really sure about this guy, but I feel like he killed it, and I think he just kind of blew my expectations out of the water with like his performance and stuff.
Yeah. I actually liked him. I like that they so like Superman obviously is like this god character, right? And it's really hard to make him seem human, but they did a good job using like the social aspects of Superman's life to make him seem human.
Hmm.
Like his relationship struggles and having to take care of his cousin's dog and going into work and getting hassled by people.
Yeah,
Because that's all stuff like that's the only thing that he was ever human with. Everything else, like he could squish you with his thumb,
yeah,
you know. Um, but I really liked the casting. I think there's only a couple of scenes where you really see how big the dude is.
mm,
But like when he's walking into Daily Planet and it's all these randoms around him and he's just like towering over them, I thought it was hilarious because the guy is actually the same height that Superman is supposed to be. I think he's 6'4" or 6'5",
yeah, yeah. I think you're right.
which
I think
is
he's 6'4".
crazy.
What'd you think of
One of the
the?
funny things
Oh, go ahead.
was the guy that they cast as Lex is 6'3". And he like so him and Superman standing next to each other, it's not actually look like they're that close, but
Yeah, I was
it
about
was
that
kind
was
of
actually my
funny.
next question is what'd you think of the guy that they casted for Lex? I thought he did a fantastic job. I mean, I think we both were very
The
anti
actors,
Jesse
yeah,
Eisenberg, but yeah,
yeah, I didn't care for him. The actor's fine. Like I have nothing against Nicholas Holt. I don't necessarily love that they did a really good job of making Lex Luthor seem unredeemable or irredeemable.
mm,
Like I don't know that there's anything he could do to like get you to forgive him in this,
yeah,
you know, movie series. But I think you know from watching like Justice League, the animated series, and all that stuff, our instant there actually does help.
yeah,
And so I don't know if they're gonna have any of that going. I feel
Yeah.
like they might just make him a villain, and he may not even be in any more movies. But
Yeah, the way that they filmed, the way that the story kind of progressed, I kind of feel like he's not gonna be like a recurring character, or at least not for a
yeah,
long time. Um,
yeah,
which is good. But yeah, I feel like he
very
did a great
possible.
job. But like just like you said, like exactly, I don't. He didn't remind me at all of like the Justice League version of Lex, which is like the one I think of. But I still really liked this version of him. Overall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that James Gunn's just gonna put his spin on stuff how he wants,
Yeah.
but as long as it's not a bad movie, I'll like it.
What are your thoughts on like fans talking about wanting to see Robert Pattinson and Matt Reeves' version of Batman like just like retconned into this DCU?
I don't. I mean, I don't care. Did you like the Batman movie?
I thought it was great. I the first watch I didn't love it, and I think I had like a lot of gripes like specifically about like the fighting sequences. Like I didn't think he was as good of a martial artist as he should have been. Like Batman's not supposed to get hit by like random like thugs, you know.
Well, this was supposed to be like year one, right?
Yeah,
Like there
but
was supposed to be a little bit of year one stuff in there.
yeah, but year one is still like that's like just post like Ra's al Ghul training.
Yeah, but there's still a couple times when he's first getting into fighting that he sort of gets his ass kicked a little bit. Like
Okay.
he wins his fight, but he's not
Yeah.
like Batman.
Yeah,
You can
and I
blame
feel
Frank Miller for that.
and I think Robert Pattinson also like I think the acting is perfect, but I think he's not big enough. Like I'm used to my Batman being bigger.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah,
like
Batman's supposed to be like 6'1", six
yeah.
two. I want
Yeah,
to
I feel
say.
like if I could take
I don't
like
know.
the version of
But
like Batman, like Ben Affleck Batman, but then like Robert Pattinson's acting and like that storyline, I think that would have been like a perfect meld. But I don't know. I see a lot of the people talking
mhm.
about like merging the universes, and I'm like, I feel like that would completely destroy everything they built with that version of Batman. They need to not do
I
that.
think that I think they just need to be patient with what they're doing with Batman. We don't need Batman movies all the fucking time.
Yeah,
We've got plenty of them. If people want to go rewatch a Batman movie, they can rewatch it.
yeah.
Um,
Did you see that? I think the next movie they have planned is a Clayface movie, which is very interesting because it's
oh,
not like a
interesting.
well-known character and it's a villain and not like is he an anti-hero or just a straight up villain?
Clayface?
Yeah.
Well, there's different versions of him, but depending on which version they're going with, he starts out kind of as like a cop, and then he turns into Clayface. And then, like the main version, he's an actor that turns into Clayface, and that guy's just a straight up villain.
Yeah, the actor was the one I know more familiar with.
Yeah, the cop one, he's kind of back and forth. It's not really a
Yeah.
straightforward thing.
Yeah.
Um, I was gonna say something. I forgot what it was now.
Have
Hold
you
on.
seen Fantastic Four yet?
No, I'm actually gonna wait a couple weeks before we go see that one. We saw Superman at the drive-in,
Mhm.
and I want to see Fantastic Four at the drive-in, but I don't want to was when we go back. It was easier that way with the baby. I don't want to take him into like a
Yeah.
theater and have him cry and have to leave and all that stuff.
Yeah. Where's the drive-in that you go to?
It's in Fort Worth. I think it's the only one that's like left within an hour.
Uh,
Um, but it's not bad.
that's cool.
Oh,
Well, oh, go ahead.
oh, do you watch The Boys? I
Yeah.
remember what I was going to say
Yeah.
now. So you know the guy who plays Soldier Boy?
Yeah, Jensen Ackles.
Yeah, they've been talking about him
Yeah.
being potentially Batman. I
Yeah.
personally think that that would be more ideal. He's voiced Batman in a few of the animated movies already, and his voice is like really good for it. He looks like Batman to me. Um, but again, I don't know that they need to do another Batman movie for like 5 to 6 years, and he may be too old by then. So
Yeah. No, I've seen a lot of fan cast. I think a lot of the older fan casts were him. And then
yeah,
there's this other guy that I've been seeing a lot more recently, who I'd never heard of before. Have you heard of this guy named Brandon Sklenner?
no,
Okay, well he's this guy that everyone keeps saying that they want like to be playing Batman. And then he actually posted like this Instagram post of like him like with no shirt, like hella ripped with like his trainer, and then um he posted something about like just like getting ready or something. And then I
Mhm.
think like James Gunn even posted like a comment on there, so people are all
Well,
freaking out that like it's
the thing about
confirmed.
James Gunn, though, he likes to like trigger people and get just people talking about him
Yeah.
for relevance. He's that type of guy. There's another guy. Have you ever watched Reacher?
No, I know that's the other guy I've seen people talk about too,
Yeah.
Richardson.
And I don't like him for Batman. I think he would be great for another character. He's actually already played several people with
Yeah.
DC. Um, but
Okay, I might have lied
something
about I might have lied about James Gunn commenting on this, but I found the Instagram post, but
he may have
yeah.
deleted it.
The other actor, or not actor actually, the other character a lot of people have been fan casting Alan Richardson as is Booster Gold, which I feel like he looks like him quite a bit. I don't know much about Booster Gold, but
It's too big to play Booster Gold,
yeah, but
but sure.
they also talk about how Booster Gold used to be like a football player, and then he played the ad castle in Blue Mountain State, so everyone's just like, oh, it's perfect.
Whatever. I don't want him having to do another dorky superhero role because that's all he's ever done. I think they need to give him a chance to do something more serious.
I feel like his hair's not black. I don't know. For me, for some reason in my mind, like Bruce Wayne has to
No,
have black hair.
I don't think he should be Bruce Wayne. I think he should be another
Oh,
superhero,
I got you.
but but give him an actual serious role, not
Yeah,
fucking Booster Gold.
yeah, I got you.
Uh, you know Darkseid's son,
No,
Orion?
no,
You don't remember that
nope.
from Justice League? Okay.
You think you should play him?
He would be fine at that. It's not a huge character, but he would be good in that. I'm trying to think if there's another one that I feel like he would be good at. Not really. They've already cast like Green Lantern and all of them, so
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's all I had to catch up with you on. I'm gonna go ahead and end the episode here. Thank you for coming on, Wade. Looking forward
absolutely. I'm
to
excited for the season.
nice.